Alright, let's talk about Captain Hartlin, one of the first bosses you'll run into once you set sail in Act 4 of Path of Exile 2. You'll find him on the Isle of Kedge Bay, the very first island you explore, and he definitely makes an impression. Half man, half squid, this cursed captain loves water-based attacks, massive cannon blasts that cover huge areas, and constantly flooding the fight with smaller enemies to keep you on your toes. Now, compared to some of the brutal bosses we dealt with at the end of Act 3, Captain Hartlin isn't the hardest fight out there, but that doesn't mean you can sleep on him. Knowing his moveset, positioning around those AoE attacks, and dealing with the adds efficiently makes the fight way smoother. In this guide, I'll show you exactly where to find him, how to handle his mechanics without panicking, and what kind of loot you can expect once he finally goes down. Let's break it all down and make this fight quick and clean. I'm quickly moving on to the video. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching. Captain Hartlin can be a bit confusing to track down if you are not paying attention to where the game quietly guides you. You will find him in Journey's End, which is the zone located beyond Kedge Bay. To reach this area, you need to jump onto the ship and manually select Journey's End from the map. Once you arrive, do not rush through it thinking you missed something. Path of Exile 2 uses randomly generated maps, so there is no fixed route or shortcut that leads straight to the boss. The best approach here is simple exploration. Take your time, clear side paths, and check every corner of the map as you move forward. Eventually, you will stumble upon Captain Hartlin's boss arena without needing any special trigger or quest step. If you feel lost, that is actually part of the design, so just keep moving and looting along the way. As long as you are thorough, Captain Hartlin will show up sooner or later, and you will know you are in the right place when the area opens up into a clear boss encounter space. Captain Hartlin is a well-rounded boss in Path of Exile 2 when it comes to damage types, so going in unprepared can catch you off guard. He is resistant to both cold damage and physical damage, which means builds relying heavily on those will notice a clear drop in effectiveness during the fight. On the offensive side, Hartlin deals a mix of fire, physical, and cold damage, making balanced defenses especially important. Having solid elemental resistances alongside physical mitigation will make the encounter much smoother and give you more room to focus on learning his attack patterns rather than scrambling to survive. Captain Hartlin has several different attacks, and the fight is mostly about recognizing patterns rather than reacting perfectly every time. The good news is that none of his abilities are instant fight-ending mechanics, so you have plenty of room to learn as you go. As long as you stay calm and pay attention to what he is doing, this encounter feels very fair and manageable. One of the most common abilities you will see is the wave attack. Hartlin periodically sends slow-moving waves across the arena that deal damage and apply a slowing effect. These waves are not particularly dangerous on their own, but getting hit repeatedly can make it harder to reposition. Thankfully, they move slowly, so a simple sidestep is usually enough to avoid them. Throughout the fight, Hartlin will also summon drowned sailor minions. These enemies are not very threatening individually, but if ignored, they will slowly stack up and clutter the arena. Using your area clear abilities to remove them quickly is highly recommended, as it keeps the fight clean and prevents unnecessary pressure later on. As the fight progresses, things ramp up slightly, once Hartlin reaches around 1/3 of his total health. At this point, he introduces his cannon circle mechanic, which is one of the more dangerous parts of the encounter. A large circle of cannons appears around the arena, and they fire one after another in sequence. These cannons deal significantly more damage than most of Hartlin's other abilities, so positioning becomes important. Watch the firing pattern closely and move deliberately rather than panicking. As long as you respect the timing, this phase is more about awareness than raw reaction speed. Another attack to watch out for is the anchor drop. Hartlin will drop a massive anchor directly onto your position, but the game clearly telegraphs this with a large circle on the ground. As soon as you see the indicator, move out of the area and you will avoid the damage entirely. Hartlin also uses an attack commonly referred to as the eel attack, even though it is not entirely clear what the creatures actually are. These projectiles are easy to dodge individually, but if several hit you at once, they deal a large amount of damage. During this cast, Hartlin stands completely still, which gives you a perfect opportunity to move in and deal damage safely. When Captain Hartlin is finally defeated, his loot table is fairly standard. He does not have any unique or exclusive drops, but he will always drop the Verisium quest item. You can return this item to Lord Danig in King's March to claim your quest reward and continue progressing through Path of Exile 2. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.